What up, y'all? Today I'm out here riding around and I'm going to talk to you guys about 959 Panigale myths, and I'm going to try to debunk as many of them as I possibly can. Let's get to it. First of all, while we're sitting here and before I start up this bike, I want to talk to you guys about the throttle play issue, okay? Look at this throttle play. Wow, that's a lot, isn't it? Wow, crazy. That's fucking insane. Oh my god, it's so crazy how much throttle. Oh no, it's not bad at all. Every bike I've ever had has had that much throttle play. All right, straight up. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to have some throttle play, so you're not immediately on the gas. Whoa, let's get some air flowing. Fuck. Anyway, that's the first myth I want to debunk right there, the throttle play. They sell throttle spacers for this bike, and honestly, I don't think they're needed at all, because once you actually get past the throttle play, it all goes away and it's straight on the throttle. Like, it's not like playing you know, how the power is delivered or anything like that. It's literally, people just bitch about this right here, this little tiny bit of play which is designed to be there. So maybe people need to like chill out a little bit or something, but I don't know. I really don't know. So that's gonna be myth number one. Not a fucking thing. Just fucking enjoy riding your bike. Myth number two, I'm gonna say, is probably should be myth number whatever. It's gonna be the top one. The heat of this bike, all right, is not a thing. Is not a problem. All right. So I'll say right now that I rode this bike 480 something miles, whatever the fuck it was, on my Virginia trip, and never once, not even in stop and go traffic in the sun on the freeway for an hour excuse me, was there ever a time where I was like, holy fuck, I need to get off this bike, it's so hot, oh my god, I need to get off this bike, it's so hot. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. I don't know why everybody fucking brags on this bike, or you know, bags on this bike about it. It's not a thing. The heat issue is not an issue. Just not. You know, straight up, it's not an issue at all. If that's gonna be your like major selling point, like I don't really want to get that bike because everybody says it's hot and it's hot where I live. You know, it's like, yeah, it's hot, but it's a 1000cc bike, dude. It's a 1000cc bike. You're gonna have heat. You know, is this worse than others? Probably. Since everybody's bitches about it, it probably is a little bit worse than other people or other bikes, like maybe an R1 or anything like that. But honestly, it's not as bad, not nearly as bad as what people say it is, what people think it is, how much hate this bike gets for it, and all that stuff. It's just not a thing. So I was riding for like 480 miles or so, and I never had an issue. I literally never had an issue with it. One thing that does get hot is the bolt right here on the subframe. Right down here, there's a bolt on the subframe. It does get warm, but it doesn't get so hot you can't put your leg on it. You know, sometimes it's better to just fucking use your leg as a heat sink, get all the fucking heat out of that bolt, and then it's done, or you're just used to it. Another thing is the clutch cover gets kind of hot. The clutch cover will get kind of hot. Is it bad? That clutch cover down there, that big silver thing, is it that bad? No, it really isn't. My leg isn't on it. The only time your leg is going to be on that clutch cover is when you're at a stoplight. And honestly, sometimes I just fuck around and I play and I put my leg on it just because it's hot. And so you're just like, ow, ow, and then you just don't put your leg on it and you're fine, you know. And I know people that ride Harleys and stuff, or have rode Harleys and whatnot, and you know, burn themselves on exhaust and shit like that. Like, it's just, I guess it's just part of motorcycling. Every once in a while, you're gonna get a part on your bike that just gets really hot, you know? Like, your bike is powered by harnessing explosions. Of course it's gonna get warm, you know? But there's really not that many parts out of the Panigale that get that hot. Like right now, I'm rolling around. It's like 94 degrees out today. My bike right now, at a constant speed of about 55, 57, 55 miles an hour, is rolling about 199 degrees, which is, I think my CBR 600 would hang out around 174 as normal. And there was really, you never really felt heat on that bike. You really never did, but it wasn't ever bad. This bike, I mean, I think it's just anytime you ride a 1000cc-ish bike, you're just gonna have it be a little bit warm. But on this bike, you can actually get things that mitigate some of the heat. There's heat shielding for underneath your seat. There's things that'll funnel the heat out the back instead of up onto your butt. So honestly, I don't feel like it's really worth it. I mean, it's 94 degrees out today. I'm sure to you guys, I don't know if you can tell, but it's hot out. It looks hot out. It is hot out. But right now, I'm fine. I got a bottle of water in my bag. From one of my videos of how to deal with hot weather, I've started carrying around water, and I'm probably going to stop after I hit these little twisties at a little side road that's got a church in it, and I'm probably going to get some water out of that. But honestly, it's not bad. The heat issue isn't bad at all. I think most people that bitch about it are just maybe a little bit too soft. I mean, that's not the road that I want. Old lever. I think they might be a little bit too soft. They might just be a little bit too sensitive. And it's like, you don't ride an Italian sport bike, and you especially don't ride a super sport or a super bike, and you don't expect to have to compromise a little bit of comfortability. You're always going to have some problems with, you know, comfortableness on these bikes. Look at that fucking water, dude. I miss living by Lake Erie, but this will fucking do sometimes, man. That'll do, pig. That'll do. But anyway, you don't ride these bikes without having to expect a little bit of an issue here and there with comfortableness. Like you're trading looks, you're trading performance, you're trading style, all just for a little bit of comfortability. And honestly, a lot of the comfortableness of this bike you just get used to. I think, yep, this is the road. So a lot of the uncomfortableness you'll just get used to. You know, they're not that uncomfortable. It's not that bad, you know. And honestly, I think people just need to stop bitching about it. You know, I probably ride around in hotter weather than most of these motherfuckers will. You know, unless we live in like a straight up tropical climate. You know, like what about Downshift 83? So Downshift 83 lives in Florida. You know, I don't know where in Florida, but it looks hot in a lot of his videos. So, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's really that big of a deal for him. So why would it be a deal for just about anybody else? I mean, he lives in a tropical climate, you know. Woo! I just stepped out a little bit there. Got some gravel on the road. But, anyway, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think anybody should really bitch about it. Let's see, what else? What else is a huge thing? I think reliability is something that people bitch about on Ducati a lot. Reliability, I don't think is that big of an issue with this bike. God, there's so much gravel on the road. Probably because there's gravel side roads everywhere. Ah, this is a fun fucking road, dude. So anyway, I think reliability is a huge thing that people bitch about, and services and all sorts of stuff. Honestly, I have not had a problem with this bike that would keep it from running yet. I've gone to the shop a bunch of times, but I have not found an issue with this bike that I couldn't, like if it happened while I was on a road trip or anything that I couldn't deal with on my own or just ignore. Like, I mean, you don't need the heat shielding on the belly pan to stay there when you're going fast. I mean, the heat will dissipate on its own, you know. You don't need your windshield nuts. You know, they can go away if you need them to and whatnot. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal. You know, and people bitch about the reliability of these things all the time. I'll tell you right now, look at the crystal chip right there. But anyway, I'll tell you right now that when Volkswagen took over Ducati, they were just like straight up like, you guys got to fix this. You guys got to fix your reliability. They did the same thing with Lamborghini. You guys got to fix the reliability. You have. God damn, dude. Everybody wants to run me over today. You have to fix reliability. You have to change the service intervals, and that has been done. The service interval is every 1 year, and it's $200, or every 7,500 miles, and it's $200. And then they fix whatever they find that's broken, and that's going to be additional charges. But $200 every year, or every 7,500 miles, is not bad. So if that's going to be your major turnoff on this bike, you know, dude, it's not a thing anymore. It's just not a thing anymore at all. Just get the bike you want, because you're not going to have a problem. This bike has been bulletproof, dude. I probably put more miles on this bike in the last 6 months than I put on my CBR 600. You know, for a while I kind of falling out of it because I was so bored of that bike. But honestly, there's so many good things to this fucking bike, and the reliability is one of them. I trust this bike. I mean, I think I'm getting to the point where I need new tires, or I would take it to Ohio with me in my next road trip, because I'm going up to Ohio later on this week, and that's about a 500-mile trip. I would take this bike 500 miles. I really would. And I wouldn't have any qualms about the reliability on this bike, besides for the tires needing to be replaced about. And I really I don't want any shop besides for my shop that I go to be the ones replacing the tire. So that's the only reason why I'm not doing it. It's not because I'm scared of the reliability. I'm not scared of breaking down at all. You know, I don't want to have to replace a tire in a different state. You know, I just don't want to have to deal with that. So the reliability, the cost of service, the heat, the throttle, all of that shit is bullshit. All of that stuff is not a problem. So the main bitches and complaints about this bike are not a problem, right? So if that's what's keeping you, if any of those things is what's keeping you from owning a Ducati, you know, let me know, dude. I'll fucking try to debunk them for you, you know, even more. But I mean, honestly, dude, it's like, I've ridden this bike now for 6 months, and I'm not having any issues with it whatsoever. You know, I've been wanting one for so damn long. I'm happy to have this thing. I can't even tell you how much I'm happy to have this thing. I'm gonna pull off and get some water real quick, and I'll go over a couple little things with you guys again here in a second. Ba-da-boo, ba-da-ba-boo. Like a perfect little fucking shady spot. Undo my leash. So yeah, there's really nothing about this bike that you can't really deal with or overcome if you just like bikes and you want to ride it. Like, let me see if there's any other points I can make for you guys. So you do feel some heat from time to time, and that's mainly because the exhaust goes underneath the seat, and you get that, and then you also get the engine. The engine's actually a little bit warm too. So the main heat points of this bike that I feel is right here. This gets hot because that's a motor mount right there, and then this down here gets pretty hot. Like, I couldn't keep my hand on that if I wanted to, but through your jeans and whatever, you don't really feel it. Other than that, the exhaust goes underneath the seat, as you can see, so you're going to get some heat from that. But this bike is so nice. It's so fun to ride. I mean, like, I don't know if I caught it on camera, but I parked on a bridge, and a guy from underneath was like, "What kind of bike is that?" It's like, as he's going by on a boat underneath the fucking bridge on a lake, he's like, "What kind of bike is that? It's awesome." You know, like, there's so many good things about this bike, and there's so many good things to like about it, and there's so much good times that you can have on a bike like this, that all of the fucking myths and stuff about this thing and all the complaints that people have on it, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. You gotta ride what you want to ride, you know? You gotta ride what you want to ride, to be honest with you. Another thing people say is that they're uncomfortable. You do sit forward. These bars are pretty low. You sit pretty far forward on this thing. But honestly, this bike is more comfortable than my 600. You know, like my 600, if I were to just commute and whatever, I'd probably want my 600. But honestly, Raleigh Police, what the fuck is Raleigh Police doing up here? We are in Granville County. But anyway, if I had a choice between this bike and a 600 for like city commuting, I would take the 600 every single day of the week, because if it gets stolen, I don't give a fuck, mainly. But the biggest thing is honestly that, you know, like on longer trips and stuff, it's just as comfortable as a 600. This thing is so flickable and everything. There is nothing bad about this bike, guys. So if any of this helps you, please like the video. Please make sure you subscribe. I like knowing when I'm doing good. I'm starting to lose my voice having to yell over this engine, dudes. Like, I don't know. I might not be able to make another video today or any more videos at all for a little bit, because I'm starting to lose my voice pretty bad. But this is a fucking fantastic bike, guys. If you're looking at getting a bike, get this one. All right. Deuces.